Good morning from 27 North, day 2. It's Sunday. We have a snowstorm, so church was canceled, family events were canceled. So Vlad and I, along with Evan, our RV specialist from Canada, decided to come out here and continue to push our vans and trucks to the limits. And so we're gonna put the van up to its paces today. It's negative 14 degrees Celsius outside. We have water in the gray tank, water in the freshwater tank. We're going to do some of the aggressive sharp turn tests to test the tires and the all-wheel drive, along with temperature gun every corner of the van to ensure it's nice, warm, and cozy and that there's no cold draft. So just to illustrate how much snow is out here, we're having a hard time getting the doors to even open. That's probably a good inch of snow. Got a tape measure? Measure how much snow we got. Almost 10 inches. Almost 10 inches of snow. Beautiful day out here. Let's continue testing. That's a lot of snow. So look how much snow it drove through without any struggle. Granted, he had a little bit of speed, but the snow is up to my knees. The snow is up to my knees. All right, let's keep testing these things. So here we are, getting ready to film all 3 of our rigs. First thing that I want to highlight in cold weather climate that's really nice, both on our adventure vans and our expedition trucks, the standard flooring is this rubber flooring. So you can see here, I'm in my Columbia boots today, and it's this rubber mat that won't allow water to drain. So once your boots thaw out, you're able to just wipe it down. And we also offer mats and stuff. And same thing going back here, you could see, let's get some lights on. Get the lights on, it says dimmable lights. You can see here, I'm comfortably walking around my boots. I'm gonna put some snow and ice here, and then I'll show you what it looks like once it thaws out. So yeah, let me open the sliding door to show you guys the water. So we have both our gray water filled up and our fresh water filled up, and I'm gonna show you guys how it can handle the temperature. So here right now at HQ, it is 14 degrees Fahrenheit, which is negative 10 degrees Celsius. According to the radar, it actually feels like negative 20 degrees Celsius. We have our rigs out here. So Evan, the RV specialist, has been camping in here for over 48 hours in this wonderful snowstorm here in Springfield, Missouri. You can see the snow is like over 9 inches of snow. We've been driving around town, pulled a couple of people out, went to Bass Pro Shops, did the sauna at my parents' house, and it's so cold. And so now we're gonna film a full video of what we do with our vans, our trucks, to ensure that in this freezing temperature where my fingers can't even go together, that's how cold it is, that the trucks, the water doesn't freeze up and the fuel doesn't freeze up and the gray water doesn't freeze up. Talk to me about the diesel heater on the Trekker. You said you finally figured out how to make it not so hot inside when it's freezing outside?
Yeah, you know what? I had to set it 3 degrees below where I normally want it. So, I like it 68 in there. I had to set it at 65 to stay cool in the bunk. because it works so well.
That's awesome. And then talk to me about the windows. That's something I never really thought about, but you mentioned something about the window shades.
Yes, so the windows are a dual pane with a thermal air gap, but when you close the blackout shade as well, that helps tremendously. It keeps even more of the warm air in, and it's almost warmer than the walls.
That's awesome. I was wondering why you had all the blackout shades down, and then I came in, I'm like, wow, this is genius. It creates like a third barrier. So technically our windows are actually triple pane. So I'm gonna keep my hands in my pockets. So here we go. First, on our adventure vans, we build both on the 170 and the 144-inch wheelbase. And what we do differently compared to traditional RVs to allow them to be able to be in these cold climates. So on this rig, we have the gray water and the fresh water halfway full. We've been doing extreme testing for over half a decade now. And so what we do on our base models on our adventure vans is we wrap the gray tank with a 12 volt or low voltage heat pad. That allows it from being able to not freeze up. But the downside is your valve freezes up. So what you have to do on our base model adventure vans when doing this extreme cold weather camping is either you have to dry camp, or whenever you're ready to dump your gray water, you have to go to a local truck stop, a local rest area, somewhere warm, and you have to either put antifreeze or warm water on the valve so it melts, and then you open the valve, you drain your gray water, and then you close it back. It will not bust, it will not break, it just the seal from the moisture freezes up. Again, just a gallon of warm water or a gallon of RV antifreeze and sub-freezing temperatures like this, and your gray valve will unlock. Now, if you want to really consistently or for long periods of time enjoy these cold weather, what we do with our base model adventure vans is we can actually build an extreme a casing around it. So it's an aluminum casing where we put the tank in, we fill it with spray foam insulation, and then we put the gray valve inside of this capsule, similar what comes on all of our expedition trucks. That way, if you're if you're consistently in cold weather climates, it's a true 4-season. You don't have to worry about defrosting your valve. Next, on all of our adventure vans, your freshwater tank and your black water tank is inside of your adventure van, and so you never have to worry about it freezing up on you. In addition to that, our walls have a premium 3M Thinsulate. They have the exterior shell of the van, and then on the interior we have an ACM aluminum panel, which is a composite panel that's aluminum, a composite, and aluminum. And so you create this really thick sandwich panel of a wall. So when it's freezing like this outside, you turn on your Truma diesel heater and you stay warm inside. And as you've heard Evan, the RV specialist, said, you actually have to turn it down a few degrees less than what you would keep in your home because it's such an insulated envelope inside. Your diesel heater, it uses the diesel from the OEM tank, so the line from your diesel heater goes into your tank, and it doesn't take a lot of fuel. We're talking maybe 10 miles of range overnight, so it's not a whole lot of fuel on the van line that it uses. On the truck side, if you're going overnight, so about 12 hours, you're looking at maybe around 30 miles of fuel range to get you through the night. And so it's a very efficient Truma diesel heater on the trucks. Another thing that we do on our adventure vans that really keeps you warm in these extreme climates is we have insulated curtains that can divide your front area here where your driver and passenger seat is from the back. Or if you want to keep that area open, if you're doing bunk beds for kids, we have insulated window covers that magnetize to your windows all around the front, keeping it nice and warm through the night. So in short, that is just a handful of things that we do to ensure that your water doesn't freeze in our adventure vans. Transitioning to batteries. On the batteries, what we do is the batteries come with heat pads. So if you keep the heat pads on, again, all the batteries are inside of the van. They won't freeze up on you, and they can handle these extreme climates. And then lastly, on the adventure vans, they are all diesel, so they can handle pretty cold climates. But once you get certain temperature where your diesel and actually engine oil can start freezing up, that's where I recommend our extreme package, which comes with an engine block heater. So that would plug into your actual interior of the van, inside of the van, and so you can turn on a diesel block heater on your oil pan and on your fuel tank to ensure your fuel and diesel doesn't gel up. At that point, you're in such extreme cold climates, I really recommend you just upgrade to our expedition trucks, which are more designed for such aggressive sub-freezing temperatures for extended period of time. All right, transitioning to our expedition trucks. Something that's really unique on our expedition trucks that sets it apart from any RV out there is that all of our infill or all of our components are inside a carbon fiber vacuum infused shell. So the way we build a shell is almost like the hull of a boat or the fuselage of an airplane. It's a monolithic one piece. So you have your adventure skin exterior lining, then you have a marine grade resin, then you have a solid foam core center, then you have a carbon fiber infused layer, then you have 3M Thinsulate, then you have your ACM aluminum sandwich panel. So you have this mega of a wall on all sides of your shell. And then inside of the shell are your batteries, your gray valve is inside of this shell, your fresh water tank, all of your components are inside of this shell. And as Evan, our RV specialist, had highlighted the other day when we were camping out inside of this truck and even colder temperatures than right now, we forgot to turn on the heat pad for the water tank, and it didn't freeze up because that's how warm it is. And then whenever we took the temperature gun to the floor was 68 degrees, so you can walk on it barefoot in this really cold temperatures. That is how impressive of an accomplishment our team here at 27 North was able to accomplish. If you'd like to learn more or demo these rigs, we've demoed them in the beachy sands of Florida, Rocky Mountains in Colorado and Utah, and here in the freezing temperatures of Springfield, Missouri. If you'd like to demo these trucks and vans in any of these climates, reach out to us on our website, www.the27north.com, THE, the number 7, the number 2, the number 7, North, NORTH.com, or you can just Google 27 North. And I'm going to wrap this up because my hands are freezing with the highlights of the Ascender. The Ascender is still about 2 years from going into production. Something that we've done unique on that is the shell. We've actually brought up the front and the back, so it's going to be a lot bigger. It's a few feet longer than the TR27, so whenever it goes into production, right now they're about the same length. We're actually going to make the Ascender longer and taller than the TR27. In addition, the shell is going to be the same carbon fiber vacuum infused shell, and then the interior, unlike the TR27 where the base comes with aluminum and birch cabinets and your floor similar to the adventure van, on the Ascender, all the interior components are going to be top of the notch. So you're going to have that walnut cabinetry, you're going to have the hand-scraped hardwood floors, the granite countertops, and then to conclude everything together, a question we get asked a lot is, can we customize it? And the answer is yes, you can. So you can pick any one of these base vehicles and then customize it however you want. So let's say for lights. On lights, we use Rough Country as your base lights. Rough Country is just an awesome Jeep overlanding company that I've liked since high school. My brothers and I would always buy their components to build out our Jeeps, and so that's why we chose them as our base lights. It's a far step above anything used on RVs nowadays. And then you can upgrade. So you can go with the rigid lights. So here you see the rigid lights, the ones where you can drop an LED ball on it and they don't bust. And then here you can see we have a combination of Baja and rigid lights. Same thing on the diesel heaters inside. We use Struma. We can expand and do a Rixon heated floor. You can do mix match. So if you want the industrial subfloor with walnut cabinets inside the TR27, we can do that for you. And then colors. You pick the color and we deliver for you. So you can do what we call here the Bugatti blue. You can do the matte black, the high gloss black. We have the adventure green that just launched, the limited edition color. We essentially can do almost any automotive car paint that you would like to see on your expedition vehicle. Our vision and goal here at 27 North is to ensure that you can go and travel and explore the unexplored. And so thank you for following along on our journey. If you have any questions, reach out to us. We'd love to connect with you. Our email address is sales@the27north.com. Thank you guys so much. From our family, from our team here at 27 North to yours, we hope that you have the greatest and safest adventure known to mankind.